This ought to be interesting. Something I've noticed lately is just how often VTubers end up in some kind of controversy. I'm obviously not saying every VTuber is a bad person. Far from it. But it really does feel like drama pops up around the community more often than you would expect. And honestly, it doesn't seem to matter what kind of creator they are. Male, female, demon dragon, sentient toaster. Somebody always ends up making headlines for the wrong reason. I've only been uploading to YouTube for about a month, yet I've already heard about more VTuber controversies than I ever expected. Most of that comes from listening to Mugen, or Mugen Official, while I edit. Why you like his content, or don't like his content, one thing is pretty clear. There's no shortage of VTuber stories to cover. Seriously. VTuber, VTuber, VTuber. Scroll a little farther, another VTuber. Some of these videos are around 10 minutes, but a lot of them are 10, 20, 30, 40 minutes long. Since it usually takes me around 2 hours to edit one of my own videos, I've listened to quite a few of them back to back across the 7 I've made. After a while, I started wondering, why are there so many of these? Some of the situations are honestly surprising. Take the Cinder situation for example. I only really knew who Cinder was because she is a popular creator. I don't watch her streams, and I don't know her personally. So when I first heard people talking about her, I assumed it was another case of somebody getting harassed online. Instead, the controversy centered around allegations made by one of the artists she worked with. Now, if there's one group of people I have a lot of respect for in the VTuber space, it's the artists. They're responsible for designing the characters, creating live 2D models, making alternate outfits, stream assets, and so much of what people actually recognize when they think of a VTuber. Without them, these characters simply would not exist. And according to a public document released by an artist, Nanoless, an independent artist who created Cinder's live 2D model, outfits, and other assets, she described feeling pressured to prioritize Cinder's work over commissions from other creators, including creators who were friends with Cinder. This document also describes discussions about exclusivity and feeling like Cinder's success was being used as a reason to keep taking on more work, even while dealing with burnout. Reading through it, you can definitely understand why so many people were talking about it. Whether every detail is exactly as described isn't really the point I'm trying to make here. What surprised me is that this wasn't some sort of isolated incident. It's one example in a much larger pattern of controversies that seems to pop up around the VTuber scene, and this is one of the only stories where it's gotten to be this bad, and more importantly, this is only one story. This doesn't even get into Choco Pie, it doesn't even get into Melly. If I tried covering every controversy I've heard about recently, we'd be pushing 7 or 8 minutes before I was even a quarter of the way through. That's honestly the part that surprised me the most, and I am not about to make my videos more than 10 minutes long when I've already made most of them 5, 6 minutes. I've barely even crossed the 7-minute mark before. But hey, stay curious, keep reading, and thank you for watching. Get me to 100 subscribers. I know you can do it.